জয়তু শ্রী রামকৃষ্ণ। Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in order of Katha Amrita Katha Amrita Katha 93 number episode. Thanks everybody listeners. With the devotees at Dakshineshwar 1, Monday, June 1883. About 9 o'clock in the morning, devotees began to arrive at the temple garden. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting on the porch of his room, facing the Ganges, capital M, who had spent the previous night with the master. Sat near him, Balaram and several other devotees were present. Rakhal lay on the floor, resting his head on the master's lap. For the past few days, the master had been regarding Rakhal as the baby Krishna. Yesterday we have already celebrated Ras Jatra. I had present you have a little poem in my pen, Ras Mancho, in Bengali also. I will try to present you in English quickly. Here is a picture that Sri Ramakrishna is sitting on the porch of his room, and Rakhal Maharaj Swami Brahmananda becoming, who was laying on the lap of Sri Ramakrishna, such as a baby. Here is Master Mashai Mahendra Lal Gupta is regarding the picture. He wrote here that last a few days, Master means Sri Ramakrishna, Lord, who is acting, who is behave with Rakhal. Rakhal is looking in his view as Krishna. It is very fantastic, and it is the not only emotional, but it was the view of goddess Bhavatarini. When Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna, was crying about the emotion, to contain his illusion, once he was seen that Ma Bhavatarini offered him a baby. And when Rakhal Maharaj, Rakhal Chandra Ghosh, teenage, who was first came to Master, he was identified himself well that Rakhal is that baby that offered by the goddess Bhavatarini, Kali, Nitya Kali, Dakshina Kali. So this is the picture, and so on. In the temple of Rakhal Maharaj in Belur Math, in the bank of Ganga, we see there is a big Gopal the baby, the infant, in honor of Krishna. He was sitting in front of Rakhal Maharaj, the rock idol. Seeing Trailokya passing on his way to the Kali temple, Sri Ramakrishna asked Rakhal to get up. Trailokya bowed to the master. We know Trailokya, the grandchild of Rani Rashmani and the second baby of Mathuranath Vishwas, who was the in charge of the trustee on that period, who was came to visit Thakur and bowed his head, that we call in Bengali pranama. And for chastity, Sri Ramakrishna advised to Rakhal, ordered to Rakhal to wake up. Master, to Trailokya, was there no jatra performance last night? Master, Trailokya, no sir, we could not conveniently arrange it. Here is a notation about travelling that was fixed the last night, but it was concealed, that noticed by Trailokya, because they were not proper arrangement was created. Master, what is done is done. What is done is done, but please see that this does not happen again. The traditions of the temple should be properly observed. The tradition of the temple should be properly observed. It is very good, fantastic advice and order by a spiritual leader, Sri Ramakrishna. In family, in society, in everywhere, the traditional matter is also a big factor. If we obey the tradition, if we obey the traditionalism, there would be no any lack, because a traditionalism is come day by day, year by year, month by month, and age by age. So, it was such as the temple related matters and temple related travel also, it is understood clearly. But it was not happen. So master was little irritated and advised Trailokya Vishwas that it would happen properly. You must remember it. It would be properly. Now I progress. Trailokya gave a suitable reply and went on his way. After a while, Ram Chatterjee, the priest of the Vishnu temple, came up to Sri Ramakrishna, and then Ram Chatterjee, the another nephew of Sri Ramakrishna, Gadadhar Chattopadhyay, came there, who was in order the priest of Vishnu temple. Master, well Ram, I told Trailokya that the Jatra performance should not be omitted again. Was I right in saying that that's how much terrific, how much easy, how much simple, how much as like a baby. A prophet asked his nephew, am I doing wrong? I advised त्रैलोक्य never omitted travel would not be untraditional of temple order. Ram was answered, what of it, sir? Of course you were right. The traditions should be observed. Ram also supported the Tagore, and he was remarked, what of it? No wrong there is. It is right, and you have remembered it. It is your duty, and must be. It would be observed traditionally. The master asked Balaram to save for his midday meal. Before the meal, Sri Ramakrishna described to the devotees the days of his god intoxication. Rakhal, M, Mahendra, Ramlal, and a few others were present. Very good. Balaram Bose. The third master's donor, important donor in order. He was present there, so master in courtesy told him to take the lunch at noon with others, Rakhal, Mahendra and others. Master, now and then Hajra comes forward to teach me. Hajra, the one of the person of countryside where Sri Ramakrishna was living in Kamarpukur side. There is a friendly term also, and he was also living in the temple of Dakshineshwar. So he was usually teach Ramakrishna when he was aggressively, when he was easy to the youngs. He says to me, why do you think so much about the youngsters? One day, as I was going to Balaram's house in a carriage, I felt greatly troubled about it. I said to the Divine Mother, Mother, Hajra admonishes me for the worrying about Narendra and the other young boys. He asks me why I forget God and think about these youngsters. No sooner did this thought arise in my mind than the Divine Mother revealed to me in a flash that is she herself who has become man. It is fact. When a liar lie and repeated again and again, once the listener think that is he wrong till today? Am I not wrong? We know the story of Sri Ramakrishna. Once a father and his boy and his son was by a black goat from a village, and he was carrying on to the shoulder. Repeatedly one's father and then his son. But in the way, on the field, under a tree, there was 3 youngsters. They were jointly noticed them. It is not a goat but a dog. Repeatedly, first, second, third, they were noticed them. It is not a black goat but a black dog. Why you were carrying it to home? And at last they were too much irritated and understand that they had been wrong, and so they were refused and they were leave the goat there. And the 3 youngsters meet together and they were made a good feast, such as the Hajraj noticed against the youngsters. Sri Ramakrishna was thinking when he was the way to a devotee's home, and he was always asked to his mother, Goddess Kali, if recommended, well, not recommended, Sri Ramakrishna refused then and then. But here is Narendra and others about when Sri Ramakrishna asked mother, mother recommended and remained as man. It is very fantastic in feelings of Sri Ramakrishna's concept. But she manifests herself most clearly through a pure soul. At this vision, I went into the Samadhi. Afterwards, I felt the angry with Hajra. I said to himself that the rascal made me miserable. Then I thought, but why should I blame the poor man? How is he to know? What a great compassion of Sri Ramakrishna to the Hajra. Hajra was noticed Narendra and others that they are bad. But after realization, the God's opinion, the Goddess opinion, Sri Ramakrishna was happy to the youngsters and happy to the Hajra also, and realized himself and asked, how is he to know? कैसे उसको मालूम होगा जे ये बच्चे लोग कौन है, कि करे जानबे एरा कारा? Because the youngsters are formed with the bliss of God. Youngsters was formed from the star. It was realized after the clear vision of Goddess Kali, and took the compassion to the Hajra with a sympathetic-full mind, with a sympathetically. He was realized himself and told, how is he to know? That is not a matter of Hajra, but that is matter of me, that's Sri Ramakrishna. I know these youngsters to be Narayana himself. And from that day, Sri Ramakrishna realized the youngsters Narayana. In the view of Sri Ramakrishna, we the workers in order of Sri Ramakrishna, we are working in everywhere to the service of Narayan. When we are working in, when we are in servicing in hospital, that the patient Narayana. When we are teaching in school, in coaching center, etc., we are addressing the baby Narayana. When we are servicing to the patient, to the others, we are servicing the Narayana, the passengers, the travelers, and so on. At my first meeting with Narendra, I found him completely indifferent to his body. When I touched his chest with my hand, he lost the consciousness of the outer world, and the regaining the consciousness, Narendra said, "Oh, what have you done to me? I have my father and mother at home." The same thing happened at Jodu Mallik's house. As the days passed, I longed more and more to see him. My heart there yearned for him. One day at the time I said, "The Bholanath, can you tell me why I should feel this way? There is a boy called Narendra of the Kayastha caste. Who should I feel to the restless for him?" Bholanath said, "You will find the explanation in the Mahabharata. On coming down to the plane of ordinary consciousness, a man established in Samadhi enjoys himself in the company of the Sattvic people. He feels peace of mind and the sight of such men. When I heard this, my mind was set at ease. Now and then I would sit alone and weep for the sight of Narendra." Very fantastic. We know the devotee always pray, the devotee always eagerly wait for the God, but there is God consciousness, there is God with the full of kasas. He always eagerly wait for Narendranath. Here is a topics from his memory. Sri Ramakrishna is telling to us that in his first meet, Sri Ramakrishna was touched Narendranath, and Narendranath was went to the Samadhi. After come down from the Samadhi temple, he was asked, "Master Sri Ramakrishna, what you happened about me? I lost my all of the sins. I was hidden from the world. I have nothing to doing. You know, there is my mother and father waiting for me, and so on, sisters and brothers and others also. Such as the events, such as the incidents were happened in the garden of Jadu Mallik." Narendranath was impressed and went to the Samadhi temple with the bliss of Sri Ramakrishna, and he has a completely a sense of Chaitanya by the second touch of Sri Ramakrishna. He was repeated here, and then he was asked of Bholanath, Is it wrong or right? Bholanath also said, it is the evidence in the page of Mahabharata, in the sense of love in everybody, in the person, in the body, where is owing to the love, in the corporal body, man can reach the Samadhi temple. And after reaching the Samadhi temple, the final observation and the final look is come out to us. And that is the only correct, that is the only pure for ourselves, for the spiritual life. And after hearing this topic, after hearing this commitment from the Bholanath, Sri Ramakrishna was quiet and calm and weep about Narendra again and again. ये है सच्ची मोहब्बत, ये है सच्ची प्यार, ये दिल खो जाता है, आँख में आंसू, गर्दन में इतना ही पसीना, लाभर को देखने के लिए, मोहम्मद वालों को देखने के लिए, लेकिन किसी को नहीं बोल सकता है ये क्या हो रहा है, अंदर में क्यों इतना रो है, ये रो कब भी जाएगा, ये है दिल टूट जाता है. Ramakrishna was eagerly told, he is weeping about Sri Narendranath. He is like to see again and again. He is asked, which came from Kolkata, where is Narendranath? You see Narendranath? You meet Narendranath? Why you could not accompany himself to me? And etc., etc., etc. Sri Ramakrishna was told in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna again and again, I do not like to see others, I only want to see Narendranath, because the 16 of abilities of a prophet, everything is consumed in the corporal body, in the mind, in the body, in the Chaitanya, as Chaitanya in Narendranath. But in others, those are came on that period of Sri Ramakrishna, they are bringing one abilities, 2 abilities, 1.5 abilities, but Narendranath was bare 16 complete abilities of a prophet. Sri Ramakrishna was the great spiritual power in our history of spirituality. He can motivate everybody by the touch only. He can motivate it by a leg throw on the lap of the devotee, and the demon became a god. That's terrific. That's a measurable. That's a terrific and magnetic and magnific, majestic matter also. Why we could not called it miracle. In the spirituality, miracle is a good factor. Miracle is a matter also. But Sri Ramakrishna was the matter of matter, the miracles of miracles. He was changed a man by a touch. There is no any tuktak, there is no any tantra, there is no any Vedanta. He was as like a huge charged battery who can flow his charge to the others easily. सुनने वालों को बधाई है मेरा. Good noon, listeners. It is winter. Time is very close. So I will usually present you minimum episode. Thanks. Om Niranjanam Nityamarantharupam Bhaktarukamba Vigraham Vai Isha Avataram Paramishimiddham Tam Ramakrishnam Sirasa Namam. Joy Bhakto Bhagavan Bhagavat. Joy Sri Ramakrishna Katha Amrita. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna.